Welcome to today's episode. We're diving into the eerie and spine-chilling world of horror stories. I'm your host, A. Today, we have a special guest, someone who's had first-hand experiences with the supernatural. Welcome, B.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here, especially to talk about something as thrilling as horror.
Let's get started with the basics. Tell us a little about yourself. Are you a horror enthusiast or did something specific spark your interest in the creepy and the unknown?
I'd say I'm a bit of both. I've always been fascinated by horror, but it wasn't until I experienced something really strange that I got hooked on the idea of the supernatural. It's hard not to after that.
Wow, that sounds intriguing. So, what was it that got you interested in horror? Was it a particular event or just a general fascination with the genre?
Well, I think it started with reading ghost stories as a kid. But after an unsettling encounter in my early 20s, that's when I began to really dig into it. Have you ever had an experience like that?
I've had my share of spooky moments, but nothing as intense as what you're about to share, I'm sure. But let's get into it. What made you decide to pursue these stories further?
Curiosity, mostly. After that one event, I wanted to know if it was just me being paranoid or if others were having similar experiences. That's when I started reading up on paranormal research. Segment 2. Main story. 15-30 minutes.
So, let's get to the good part. Can you tell us about the most terrifying experience you've had?
Oh, absolutely. It was a few years ago. I was staying at an old manor, a place with a history of strange happenings. One night I was alone in one of the guest rooms, and I could hear someone walking around in the hallway, right outside my door. But when I opened it, nothing was there.
That's creepy. So, did you get any sense of who or what it could be?
Not immediately, but the whole atmosphere felt off. It wasn't just the noise. The room itself felt colder, and there was this heavy pressure in the air. It was like something was watching me, but I couldn't see anything.
Ugh! I can almost feel the tension through the screen. Did you get a glimpse of anything? Like, was there a shadow or figure?
Nothing clear. But I did hear whispering, not in any language I recognized, just low, unintelligible murmurs. That's when I got up the courage to check the hallway. But of course, there was no one. The strangest part? When I returned to the room, my phone was dead, even though I had just charged it.
That sounds straight out of a horror movie. Did anyone else witness anything like this? Or was it just you?
The strange thing was, some of the staff had mentioned the place being haunted before, and when I asked them about it later, they seemed pretty nonchalant, like they were used to it.
Wow, so you weren't the only one. Did you feel any sort of impact after that? Like, did it leave you shaken in any way?
Absolutely. I didn't sleep much after that night, and I started feeling like I was being followed. A few days after I left, I kept hearing those same whispers. Only now, they were louder. I had to call in a paranormal investigator to help me sort through it.
A paranormal investigator? That's next level. So, what happened when they came in?
They conducted a few sessions of EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, recordings, and they actually captured some responses to questions they asked, which was unsettling. Segment 3. Opinion and discussion. 10 to 15 minutes.
Alright, let's slow down a bit. Do you think you were just really shaken by the whole experience, or do you believe there's something supernatural at play?
I'm still torn. I can't explain everything that happened logically, but I also don't want to jump to conclusions. That said, some things just don't add up.
Yeah, I get that. It's hard to stay rational when stuff like that happens. But do you think you fully believe in the supernatural now? Or are you still skeptical about it?
I'd say I'm more open to it than I was before, but I'm not all in. I need more proof before I go all in. But I won't dismiss others' experiences either.
That makes sense. It's tough when you're trying to balance what you've experienced with what's rational. Have you come across any other stories that have been just as chilling as yours?
Yes, definitely. One I heard was about a family who moved into a house and they started noticing strange things, like furniture being moved, things misplaced. But the creepiest part was when they found old personal items of theirs that they had never seen before, like photos and letters. But none of it made sense.
That's wild. It seems like the paranormal often involves personal connections like that, right? A house doesn't just spook people, it remembers them.
Exactly. It's like the space itself holds on to energy, almost like it's been imprinted with past events. Segment 4. Closing 5 minutes.
Before we wrap up, what advice would you give to listeners who might have experienced something similar or are skeptical about these things?
Trust your own experiences. Don't feel like you need to explain everything away. And for anyone dealing with something unsettling, there's no harm in reaching out for help, whether it's a professional or just someone who understands.
That's solid advice, and if anyone has a similar story, could they reach out to you?
Absolutely. I'd love to hear more. People need to know they're not alone in these experiences.
That's great. Well, thanks again for sharing your stories with us today, B. And to all our listeners, stay tuned for more spine-tingling episodes. And don't forget to send us your creepy tales. You never know, we might share them on the next show.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
And remember, you can always find us on social media or email your ghost stories. Until next time, stay spooky. Outro music fades in.